Hey everyone, this is Eric at GallowayPrecision. We're going to do a real quick video here to sort of go over some of the service size pistols that are on the market now. One of the nice things being what we get to do here is we get all these guns in, we get to go tear them down, see how they work mechanically, then we get to shoot them, carry them, compete with them, and give you an overall feedback of what we think they're able to do or what they're good at. Like it or not, everybody knows the Glock 19. This is the stable, everybody's familiar with it. It's what everything pretty much is judged back to. So we're going to use that because everyone knows it, and you go to pretty much any gun store and pick this thing up and handle it, and then you'll have an idea about these in comparison. The first one we'll talk about is the XD Mod 2. This is a great gun for the price. It's been around a couple years now. It's based off the old XD operating system. They made some changes to the grip and the slide. Mechanically it's the same. They did change the guide rod. It's slightly bigger and the locking block's a little different on the barrel. Otherwise it's the same weapon. There's some really good parts on the market already for this gun. The trigger upgrades make this gun go from being an excellent just general use gun to a great competition gun or even a carry gun. We are offering guide rods and stuff that will allow you to alter it for the load you're shooting or wherever you're running for more recoil control, that sort of thing. Just a reference to size, so you can kind of see it. It's very similar in size to the Glock 19. Slightly longer grip, but you do have more bullets on board. Next one we're going to talk about is probably my favorite right now. It's the CZ-P10C. This is, in my opinion right now, the best one on the market. This is an amazing gun. It runs really, really well. Super accurate. It's a CZ. You expect nothing less of it. There's not much on the market right now. I think there's a trigger out for it. We're getting ready to release a guide rod with adjustable rates so you can pick the rate you want to run. The thing with this gun is it's very, very comparable to the Glock 19, both in size and performance, but I think what you're going to find is people are spending a lot of money on a 19 or 17 style Glock to get a trigger that's not even close to as good as this one is out of the box. Very similar in the moving parts are limited, so it's very reliable, it's incredibly accurate and easy to run fast. Lower bore height, overall weight's real low. I think it's just a very nice package. They retail for like right around $480 from CZ USA. That's the only catch with these, is getting them is kind of hard to do right now, and like this where you can walk in anywhere pretty much and find one. It's worth the hunt. Shipped to your FFL, I think you'd be happy with it. Next one we're going to talk about is the SIG 320. This one I just got back from the recall. Just got the optic back on it a few minutes ago. We've been playing with it since it came back, and I'm kind of out on it, not happy about it. They've kind of botched some stuff in the back where the slide moves up and down every time you try to work the trigger. So I can't really go further than that, other than I'm not happy with it right now. I haven't had a chance to run it though. Very similar in size, length and width. Like I said, this is the recall version. It has the different trigger and all the new lifter components in the back. Before this, I loved this gun. I carried this gun a lot. I competed with this gun. Ran great. Just like the CZ and the XD, they seem to shoot anything you put in them. Within reason, a lot of hard primer ammo. Any of these guns are going to have problems with, or damp ammo. Next one we're going to talk about is the Beretta PX. This is a really nice gun from Beretta. It's got a modular chassis, so I would say we're going to see like a cut down grip and optional slides coming out for them in the future with one serial number, kind of like what they did with the 320 series. For the money, this is a good gun. It's a little bit heavy. It's kind of strange looking with the big serrations, but it works if you're trying to get a good grip on it to clear it. It's excellent. Press checking it, great. The gun runs really, really fast. It has a very low bore height, much like the CZ, lower than the Glock. It does have a longer grip in this form, but like I said, this is more like a G17 style size-wise. So it's not really fair to compete it or compare it to this 19, but you get the idea. I think for the money, you can't go wrong with it. It's Beretta. It is made here in the States, just like the SIG. Next one we're going to talk about is the VP9. Now this isn't a new gun. This gun's been out a while. We're probably on the 5th generation of this. This is the lowest cost and thus the lowest quality HK that it makes. They run well, they're fairly reliable from what we've seen and ran. They'll run a lot of ammos out there without any hiccups. They're not labor intensive as far as maintenance goes. They're very accurate and the trigger is excellent out of the box. There are some quirkiness on the inside. Some of them seem to run a lot better than other ones. This gun too is going to be more like a G17 size rather than a 19. But again, we're going to compare it to what everybody knows. Longer grip, longer barrel. The grip does add capacity, so you got more bullets on board because of that. There isn't really any variations. There's a shorter version out. Good luck finding it. It's a little harder to get a hold of. Alright, to close out, we're going to talk about the Canic. The Canic is probably the underdog in this. When these were introduced a few years ago, I think they had hit or miss, like and hate, probably because of where they're sourced from, and they're kind of clunky. As far as the fire control goes, it's well thought out, it works. This is kind of like a paperweight, but when you have the magazine fully loaded, it's balanced out really well. But unfortunately, it does dip noticeably. That's been something we've all talked about when we shot it. As the capacity, as your rounds empty out, it has a really bad dip to it. Very similar to like the long slide 320s. But as far as reliability goes, we haven't found anything it won't shoot. It's probably because it's Eastern Bloc sourced, and they just have crappy ammo over there. So the guns are built to run them. You've got the comparison there again. That's more like a G17 slide size, and a little bit longer grip, but you get a lot more bullets on board for that. I think you can't go wrong with any of these guns, but we just wanted to kind of give you guys a reference, price point wise, what you can look at. The wild card in the bunch that we're going to mention real quick though is the SIG 2022. This gun is probably the most underrated SIG on the market. It is hammer fired, unlike all these that are striker fired. I've been really impressed with these. We've been running them for a while now. They just don't seem to fail. They're very low maintenance for a SIG. They're lighter weight than their steel and alloy cousins, but they're just as accurate. They have an amazing trigger, just like the big guns, the steel frame guns. I've been really happy. These things retail right around the price of a Glock or a little less, depending on where you're at. They have 15 round magazines. But very happy. I highly recommend looking into these if you want a hammer fire gun over a striker gun. If cost is an issue, I would say look at this or a quality hammer fired gun. Made in the US. These are all excellent striker fired choices. This is a little shorter. It's similar to the 19. The magazine well is a little longer. It does have a higher bore height, but it runs exceptionally well and it's very accurate. And so far it's been a garbage disposal. So anyway, I hope that helps. Kind of gives you guys an idea of some of the market out there, what you can look at from between about $450 and $600. What you can expect to get. All these guns have things that go positive for them and things that go negative for them. Pick them up, handle them. My father-in-law said a long time ago something that stuck in my head. You pick a gun up, you'll know if you'll like it right away. If you like it, then you should look a little further. If you don't like the feel of it, put it back and move on. You've got a great buffet to choose from. So anyway, as always, be accurate, be safe, and God bless.